people have earned in it, like, and more time. I know these footballers have it, but when you see, like, I'm going off topic, but when you see house robberies and stuff, you're robbing from people that ain't got it. At least if you're doing the Robin Hood thing, I get it. You know, it's unfortunate. It don't matter if you're rich or poor, live in the suburbs in London or where else, or even in England. There's people that will scheme on you in it. We've had this with Kolasinac in traffic. We'll get on to Gabriel in a second. I don't quite know what, like, the context behind it. I did watch the video, but yeah, it's Pete. What I would say is fundamentally, if he got anything that he got robbed, he can buy back, provided it's not got sentimental value, and you know, it weren't a thing where they've robbed his keychain and his mum bought him the keychain, or his auntie, God forbid, before she died, bought him something, and then you get it. There's sentimental value. Them things there can buy back, even if they rob your car and whatnot. Them things there can buy back. What can't buy back is not feeling safe in your own house. What can't buy back is your life. You know, so fundamentally, give your life, keep your life, and then that's it. Move forward. You know, what's a fucking nice car or whatever. Do you know the funniest thing, yeah, about that? I don't debate myself. Basically, you see the guy who did it. One of my lads, you know, before he turned his life around, he was like, "Oh, this was a guy I was in Feltham with. If you don't know what Feltham is, it's a youth offenders institution. He's on the wing." So clearly that Donny who, and ironically, allegedly, the person who did it's from North London. So ironically, that person who hit the jailhouse one time, he didn't learn. But, you know, they say you're more likely to reoffend when you leave. My man's did it. I mean, what a shit hustle, though. Obviously, it could be lucrative, but what a shit hustle. You know, and for footballers or anyone in life, it serves as a lesson, because I don't know if they've seen him out, or they've gone, you know, certain people, there's levels to robbery. Certain people, it could have just been a chance thing with Gabriel, or what I think happened, like you saw with them Italian guys who I think they got bagged now. They were going around like Lampard's yard, all them yards there, and robbing it, or Reece James's one. Where Reece James, I think someone genuinely schemed on you. They knew, so you probably got to watch your circle, car. Someone knew something in it. It's too tempting. That video with Reece James is too coordinated. Man knew where to go. Maybe even your cleaner snaked you. I don't know if that was a cerebral thing with Gabriel. If they, you know, because you know certain people, you might know there's a certain, I don't know, rich club in Park Lane that all the footballers and celebs go. There's man that will go there, sit outside, wait for someone, and then follow them. I don't know if it was a thing like that. That's the first thing I thought it was when I saw Gabriel car. It looked like that. But big up Gabriel, man. You know, just wish Kolasinac was with him. You don't want to buck them two. You know, again, I always say when Arsenal crumble, I don't know if I would want to go out on a night out with these guys, but where Gabriel's concerned, yeah. And to be fair to you, we've got to remember, obviously, respectfully, I'm not trying to take it there, but man's from Brazil, innit? This ain't his first tumble and tussle, and it probably isn't going to be. And that's what these guys probably got wrong, people. They thought, you know what, we're going to move to him. They don't know my man's Brazilian. But for a young man who's just joined a new club, I say just joined, he's been there for a couple of years, he's in a new country. You know, he's a young man as well. It can be quite intimidating and scary. All I'd say is every dog has their day, man. And let's hope the Arsenal fans smash up my man on the wing. I can't lie to you. Make sure you take his blood clot canteen. Make sure he gets no Coley noodles. Put his head down the toilet. You know, I would, you know, all of them things there. But anyways, Arsenal star Gabriel in horror baseball bat attack. Brazilian fought off masked thugs who followed him home and tried to steal his, Mercedes and watch. Tottenham drug dealer is jailed for 5 years. I mean, you know, generally, you know, the articles kill me because, respectfully, and I'm not trying to back this guy. What the hell does him being a drug dealer or whatever have to do with it, man? You know, it is some unnecessary details, but fair play. You know, Gabriel and a friend were followed home from a night out by two robbers. So again, in London, you can't lack. In England, in general, man, there's thief everywhere. Make sure you're not lacking. Masked thugs demanded the footballers' car keys, mobile phone, and watch. In this day and age, what can you do with a mobile phone? Boy, and that's more time, you know. My man's a civilian. He's going to talk to the rallies. You know, if he's got Find My iPhone, you lot are not the smartest of criminals, are you? What the fuck? But anyways, one of the attackers, my man, then lunged at the Brazilian with a bat. Gabriel struck him in the face, and wrestled with him before this 26-year-old ran off. You know, the police linked him to the raid from DNA after his hat fell off during the struggle. Amateurs. You know, as it says here, Gabriel fought off a robber wielding a baseball bat who tried to steal his £45,000 Mercedes from his garage. Gabriel and a friend were followed home from a night out by two robbers who demanded the footballer's car keys, mobile phone, and watch as he got out of his vehicle. One of the attackers then lunged at him with a baseball bat, but Gabriel struck him in the face and wrestled with him, grabbing his hat until the robber wriggled free and ran off. And you're lucky Gabriel's a nice guy. If this was Collagen, that you might have got yourself mush up still. But anyways, the 26-year-old was allegedly jailed for 5 years last month after police linked him to a robbery in August. So he'll be out in 2.5. And, you know, he didn't learn his lesson first time. You know, clearly drug dealing didn't work out. You know, he found a new hustle robbing footballers. There must have been times it worked, didn't work out. What's the third one going to do? You're going to upgrade that to yards? You're just going to get a job? You just, you know, you're going to change it up? Like, clearly the hustle ain't where you're a 26-year-old big man and you're there robbing people. You fucking wallad. You're not even robbing grows or nothing wavy. You're just doing bullshit. Robbing from people who have earned stuff. Pussy old youths. But anyways, horrifying CCTV footage played in court shows the black Mercedes pull into the garage at Gabriel's house in Barnet, North London. And the 23-year-old get out with his friend. Muse and his accomplice, both wearing masks and hoods, walked into the garage and Muse holds the bat up to the footballer's face. Well, Gabriel, you're not even in gated community in that. And I mean, again, you could see it here, people. I mean, let me make it bigger for you lot. Let's see exactly what's happened here. Don't think there's any sound, but I assume this is Gabriel. These are the teeth stem. You know, doing what civilians should do. Like I said, give your stuff. What's all of this, bro? Watch all this bullshit can be brought back. It's not worth your life. Obviously, there's the tussle thing going on there. I assume it's not looking like the best of footage. And that's that. I don't know who my man is, but you need to come off my thing, brother. Some funny business, but that seems to have been it. As you lot know, he joined for 27 million. As you lot can see, he's held his hands in the air and then removes his watch and hands it to the attacker along with the keys. And to be fair, these lot are lucky. I don't know. Obviously, when man get bagged, then you do things like this. Typically, when it comes to drugs, you're lucky. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the proceeds of crime where you have to pay the shit back. And obviously, the hustle isn't working. You know, if man are doing this, you're desperate for peas. You know, so I'm not too sure. But anyways, you know. Gives up the things. He then lunges with a baseball bat. Gabriel grabs him in the face and grabs his arm. The pair struggle for a moment before he wriggles free and he and his accomplice sprint away from the house past a third member of the gang whose role was to ensure the electronic gates remained open. So it is a gated community. So again, did my man get bagged? Because if you got bagged, then you're just a lookout, probably a younger than all of them. That's a dickhead thing. You know, have fun. You know, imagine. I can only imagine that. What are you in for? I tried to rob a footballer. Guys are there saying I embezzled millions and I did this stockbroking thing and I used to sell $1 million worth of crack or whatever. And you're there, I tried to rob a footballer and I didn't work away and I got struck in the face. What a story on the wing. Anyways, no injuries were suffered, but a great deal of shock was caused. They happened to pick on victims who were very fit and able to look after themselves. Of course, this must be a shock. You're going home. You know, you don't expect this. You're in a gated community. You probably don't feel safe in your house. And like I said, this guy's living in a foreign country. I wouldn't even necessarily feel safe in a foreign land, really and truly. The judge said there was no evidence Muse and his accomplices targeted Gabriel because he was a Premier League star. Rather, they had followed him to his house because he appeared to be wealthy. While you didn't specifically target the victim on the account of him being a well-known footballer, there was a realization this person was wealthy and worthy of robbing. Fair play, you know. How many of you are Arsenal fans? You should have just asked for a picture. You saw a nice car and a nice house and thought it was rich pickings. Unfortunately, thanks to the brave actions of the people you targeted, no further damage was done. As you know, this man from Tottenham has a string of convictions dating back to 2009 when he was caught in possession of a prohibited weapon. He was unlicensed when he attacked Gabriel. So again, my man's desperate for funds, bro. You're unlicensed, bro. The hustle isn't working. Again, finding a new job with a criminal record is difficult. He needed quick cash, you know, and maybe he knew he was going to jail again. So again, I don't know. Are these going to run concurrently? Because you probably have to see out the rest of your previous offense. Where again, it's not worth it, bro. Like you're 26. I don't know if you've got a kid. I'm sure you got a wife and family and whatnot. You're a joke, man. He was on license when he attacked Gabriel after being given a 56-month sentence for possession heroin with intent to supply. I mean, as I said, the drug dealing thing didn't work in it. He said, "Let me just start robbing niggas." Pardon my French. The judge said, "You have an appalling record for a man of 26. This was an horrific and frightening attack on a group of people who were simply coming home from a night out. He was jailed for 5 years and he'll be out in 2.5 to try the same fucker again over 1 count of robbery and 1 of possession of offensive weapon. Moose's 2 accomplices have not been caught." At least you kept it true. You didn't snitch. I'll give you that, man. You know, you did your crime, did your time. You didn't start singing on your friends, and your friends are probably out here doing their fuckery as well. And if you didn't drop your hat, you might have got away with it, but it's a bit of a myth, people. So yeah, people. As you lot know, this is the third Arsenal player, if you include ex Arsenal player Mesut Ozil, who has been targeted. There's probably a bag of other footballers. I mentioned Reece James. You know, Mahrez gets robbed every week. Half the time, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's these footballers' houses being robbed. Which you'd prefer their houses to get robbed, then obviously stuff like this, because it could have been worse, people. Now, we respectfully, not to praise these robbers or anything, clearly they were just trying to scare, man. But sometimes moves go wrong, innit? All it took was for someone to use a bat and strike someone, and you know, something this turns into from a robbery to manslaughter or a murder. You know, imagine man had a knife and he caught something, then this is all looking different in it. So thankfully, nobody is hurt beyond the mental scars and having to relive the ordeal. You know, it seems to be all right. I don't think there's any other things here apart from, as you lot already know, Gabriel fought off baseball bat wielding thug in attempted robbery at his house. Now, I'm only doing this so I can see if there's any other footage, people. So, yeah, now, obviously, we're focused on Gabriel. Shout out to his friend as well. Hopefully, all right. As you lot have already seen, he can be initially seen handing over his keys, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's over, man. It's over for Donny, innit? That's that where Gabriel is concerned. What do you lot make of that, people? I should have spoke about that at the start, but we got over that now. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Gabriel. There you have that. Brazy one. Brazy one. Absolute brazy one, man. Oh yeah, man. I never experienced the title parade. Damn. What else are we seeing, man? Let me see what's going on. Big up yourself for the super chat. You're too kind, Max. Gabriel and Sied would be the best security guards. Trust. You don't even know what they're saying, but they just know they're gonna finesse you quickly. Just glad everyone is safe. Exactly, man. All the bullshit can be brought back. All the nice watching the cars. What Gabriel's on healthy wages. It's not worth getting injured for, you know, because God forbid, all it took is he got struck on his head, he's got hurt, and then that's your season already derailed by something that has nothing to do with football. This is a man that's just got in the Brazil team doing all these things. So, you know, it is what it is. 5 years is a myth, ain't serving the full set. Of course, he's out in 2.5, excluding what's going on with his license, man. Do they play baseball in England? Wouldn't a cricket bat be more fitting? Look at this guy. I got a baseball bat for what it's worth, you know. If it gets sticky, I've had to use it once. You get me? Hopefully never again. Trust, I hate man like that, bro. How can your whole career be teething? Like, I mean, at least rob a bank or something, man. Go and rob them rich bankers who rob us normal people and rob our taxis. Go and at least, I'm not saying move to anyone, but at least go and do some fraud over there or do some Robin Hood thing and something, man. Don't do it from a youth who's from Brazil. His talent has got him out of a situation. And pick your targets better, cause he's gone. And if you're gonna do this thing, don't drop evidence. Don't drop your hat. Now you're what? It's all Christmas now. You're gonna get a boiled egg. It's all 3 hour bang up. I mean, 23 hour bang up. Your girl's probably getting revved out by them. You know, your two friends that you did the move with, they're probably beating out your gal and whatnot. You're calling her. She ain't sending her. She says she's busy. Now you're turning crazy. You know, the story comes out on the wing. Arsenal fans going in there trying to G-check youths. What's going on? You know, it's all long. You know, you're getting bullied in there. You're asking for a security ship out and that. It's all a myth. It's all a myth. You better hope you're not in Swell Side or something, boy, or the Scrubs or something. But you ain't getting no decap for time as well. You're going. This is a violent crime as well. Myth. You're hitting the bell marsh and that. This is a myth. That's that stiff bang up. Stiff. Shout out to you, you mug. Shout out Gabriel because he's still alive and his boy and whatnot. I ain't saying shout out to the Metropolitan Police. You lot can if you want. Gabriel is from the streets of Brazil. He ain't scared of this stuff. You, I mean, and my man's heart never had a heart in it, bro. He's better off going job center. Like I said, you know, I mean, that 26-year-old is probably fit and able to work, but I'd rather him go rob our taxis than try to do that. Clearly, the life ain't working out, man. Not a great drug dealer if he has to go out on the rob. I also done a few months per in Feltham in 2000. I can tell you that place ain't a joke. Big up Richard, and I'm just happy I ain't had to be in Feltham, but I've done a couple of visits to Feltham and just sitting there with the stories. I'm like, what? Hot water, what? Man, this, that? Well, I'm happy I ain't ever had to be here. I ain't on none of that, but shout out to you, Richard, for getting through that, man. Big up to you, man. And again, you know, Richard, you've obviously change your life. And again, I sadly have friends who have had things like that and they don't do fuckery like that. So yeah, 26, bro, same age as me. Come on, man. It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. That literally doesn't make sense. You're too old for this. To be fair, you can drop a hat, but again, this just screams desperation, man. This is a guy that needed peas, and rather than work on it legitly or find a craft or start a business, I know these things are easier said than done. Guys are doing what's probably come easy to him his whole life, taking it from somebody else, which is a shame, man. But fuck that guy. Less of that, man. You know, on behalf of every normal person, I'd like to say to this 26-year-old, suck your mum with a straw for that robbery. But moving away from all of that, love for the super chat. Alex, big up. Man said Alex, there's Alexander there. Whatever you said, was DG was on some scared straight thing. No. It's unfortunate, but you know, couple of friends have had to go there. And to be honest, I don't like jail visits. It's actually mad degrading, the searching, and things are getting put away. And especially when you get turned down. Oh, you smell like cannabis. Who, me? Well, I don't know about that. Well, I ain't got nothing on me. Just let me visit my guy. You know, we're trying to get in the visits and that. But anyways, so apparently this happened at the start of the season, which shows you Gabriel's mentality. I'm glad Gabriel and his friend are okay. Didn't work for those robbers. I bet those other two youths are trying to find softer men, bro. They need to go and find Ben White or something, you know, and then Ben White probably moved to you as well, respectfully. It's a bit of a brooky one, man, but I hope he's good. And like you lot said, on a serious note, it speaks volumes of his mentality to just get on and get on with things. Obviously, the saddest thing about life, it goes on in it. You have to get on with it. You just have to get on with it. And I think he's done that in it. So it's amazing. And to be honest with you, it makes you think what other things are footballers going through? Nothing to do with just this, you know, other things like, and they've just had to get on with it. Man said to you, oh, that's a madness. And I can tell you for a fact when stories hit the jailhouse, bro, people are gonna be banging on my door. Hey, you try to rob Gabriel, you dickhead, you. It's gonna get mad for him. Probably a Spud fan, probably with that decision making. End of the day, still returned home. You know, if that was a cup game, he's in a tournament, he returned home empty-handed. What do you get? You know, sounding like the police were waiting for Donny before he even got there. Like, all I'd say, I'll give it to him. You know, I'm not promoting crime or anything like that, but at least he didn't snitch in it. Like, at least he did. At least he didn't. You know, because if you're gonna do something, you got to take the rough with the smooth in it. You know, don't try to turn on your friends. I don't advocate none of them. You know, but you could have been. You know, you still would have got birded, but you could have sang a lot of tells, man. I'm surprised they don't have guards at gated community. They probably do. It's just, well, man are robbers in it, and these man they're amateurish, but there was an element of planning behind it. It doesn't scream slapdash. They probably staked out the place, waited on an avenue, you know, it's little things like that. No matter how much security and all these things, there's always a way around things, man. It's embarrassing robbing people, but it must be even more embarrassing, you know, being unable to do it, man. Werner to United, where's that? Ugh. That's a smelly one still. Now, what are we gonna go from one attempted robbery to another one? Raw. That's brazy. I can't lie. That's brazy. Where did that one come from? Makes sense why Gabriel didn't play at the beginning of the season. It's yeah, man. You did think, you know, you did think it happened then, but it is what it is. And this is what I'm saying. Son of an immigrant as well, you know. Kid probably, you know, mommy probably working hella jobs to give her son something. And you're just stressing her out. Now, mummy, you know, don't forget, sadly, you know, he might have been an idiot, but his family wasn't. Now, mummy's got a, I don't know, it's all fun and games. I don't know if you're in HMP Brixton. I mean, he's in North, innit? It's still a bop, but at least you could get Victoria Line or something. You know, she can see him or his friends or whatever can see him. When he gets moved up north or whatever and them things there, mummy can't be up in Yorkshire or wherever the fuck they've sent you every week. You know, they've got to do the sentence with you. I don't know if he's got a girlfriend, a family, whatever, but this is where a man have to think about decisions. Ironically, that could have been the desperation which led to this, but this is why in life you've always got to think, man. You've always got a choice. You've always got a choice. And I know it's hard with men that have criminal records. Trust me, I understand it because I think it's too, even me, I might sound like it's easy. It's not easy for people with criminal records to change their lives. You know, the world doesn't want to forgive them, especially when they've got some mad charges, but it can be done. You've got to want to, though. And a lot of these people, they can't go from, obviously my man was selling drugs in it. You can't go from that quick money in my hand, you know, 3 for 25, beating these shots. cash in hand to waiting on a monthly paycheck, and my man telling you whatever, because that's what happens. That's what actually, it's not that these guys can't work. It's always like, that's a dickhead thing. You know what man can make in it, bro, man not doing that. And then man's just gonna keep going jail and jail and jail, and then he's gonna see, you know what, this is long, you know, let me pattern up. And more time, these lot are trying to keep up with a certain lifestyle, you know, lifestyles that normal people can't really, man can't do the flashy thing all the time. Shit move, man. What a shit move. Away from all of that, man, and away from all this prison shit as well, like, is what it is. It's a shame, man. Like I said, as long as he's all right, as long as his fam's all right, as long as there's no reoccurrence, because I can't confidently say that's not going to be the first, that's not going to be the last time. Like, I remember when I was, how old was that? My first ever one-on-one street fight, I must have been about 15, 16. Tell a lie, probably about 15. Coming home from a party, when Cracker tried it with, man. Like, me and him are just rocking it out. Like, it's mad. That's for another day, innit? Just rocking it out, bro. Rocking it out. Like, rocking it out. He's a mazza. Try to rob me. Imagine that, Cracker try to rob, man. Part of my language, people. Hey, I'm trying to take my phone, you know. Hey. Anyways, man, when is your preview for the United game? We're gonna get into that, man. We're gonna get into that. We're here for a good time and a long time, man. But yeah, we've just covered Gabriel. We've spoken about the transfer business. We're gonna get into Arteta's press conference, Man United, and all of that good stuff very soon, people. Literally, you know, I've got, just so you know, I'm not gassing you and lying to you lot. You can see my good old Google Doc. And yeah, it's coming soon, man. Soon land, bro. Soon land. Well, one day, man. One day, man. I got hell of them stories, man. Like, absolutely, guy. I remember he gave me one bang, yeah. And I swear to you, it's like the ancestor said, no. I just felt the ancestor strength, like, just rocking him the fuck out. I've had bare things, man. Like, and the robbery was always something that's close to me, because I've been rushed because I didn't want to give my phone. That was a myth, bro. That was so deep. That was so deep. Like, I just remember getting absolutely thumped up and stamped on the floor. I'm just holding, like, my pockets. I got a school blazer. I'm holding it like that. Thought I was gonna get ripped. I just remember when it was all, I swear I've told you like this before. When it was all done, I sat there. I was on the side of the pavement. Some lady out the road was like, the lady out the window was like, "You all right?" Like, fucking no, I wasn't all right. I know you saw all of this. No snitching, but man couldn't. No snitching, but you couldn't have said, "What? I'm calling the police." Just so man think, let me stop this, innit? But that day serves me right, because, you know, a lesson, kids. Go home. Like, go home after school, go home, innit? Just go home, because it serves me right. I was near my house, but it wasn't the way I needed to go home. It was far later than I needed to be in my yard. If I took my backside to my yard, that wouldn't have happened. There was a get back though, so it is what it is, you know. Karma's a bitch. But anyways, away from all of that, crazy, man. Crazy. You're an Everton fan. Shout out to you. We got you lot soon, man. DG, we got to do a personal stream with stories at 50k. Hey, man. It's a bookie one. Arsenal have reportedly raised their 80 million euro offer for Florentina striker Dusan Vlahovic. I mean, ain't we heard Donny don't want us? So you can offer £1 million, like 100 million quid, and an extra million for his advisors. If they're not answering the phone and them thing there, then it's all a myth. They don't want us. So I don't know if the papers are chatting was or we're still going, but maybe that's one we need to leave alone, man. What super chat, bro? Ski? You've had sent hella. I ain't missed a damn one. What one did you send, bro? Oh, these don't know how much I love you, DG. Big up. I appreciate you, Max. You're moving mad this live stream, man. I appreciate the support, my guy. Deluded stories. No. This Vlahovic thing is tired. I don't want him. I want him, but it's a mad thing. Bro, is it even us leaving? Like, G1, is it even us, or is it the papers? Because it seems like Vlahovic ain't like, what's going on? Nunes of Benfica, that's a good sign. And he didn't really stand out against us, but he's really developed his general play, and he's sourced on Barcelona in the champs, if I remember correctly. The risk/reward on that move, you've got to be successful. Bro, I don't know why man just don't rob a crop, bro. That's probably easier, man. I've been robbed before, so I know how it feels, but life moves on. Bro, life moves on, man. You know, it feels, well, I ain't been robbed, but it's degrading. You know how the school thing gets in it with the gangbangers coming. Certain man are getting disarmed for their phone, and you're just there. Don't watch that, bro, man. Next thing, man. Don't watch that, my guy. It's minor, bro. Your friends all there vex. Not even trying to talk to them. Like, brother, it's cool, bro. But yeah, you can get all them thing there back, man. You can get all them thing there back. Big up yourself, Ragga. Come on. You lot make this platform for what it is. But we're going off topic. Let's get into all this stuff, man. Osimhen's a shout. Why not? But ain't he got an eye problem? He's got an eye problem. So I don't know when he's going to get back. Ain't he got an eye problem? I could be wrong. Something that's affecting his vision and all them things there. So I don't really know. Let's change that to 80 mil Arsenal offer